Very happy to bring in our friend and partner from Locked On Panthers, Julian Council. Julian, you're kind of a wheeling dealing guy, so let's play a little buy or sell. I'll introduce the topic. You're buying or you're selling. We've got to start with QB1, Bryce Young. A lot of Panthers fans would love to peg Bryce Young as the best quarterback in the NFC South before he even takes the field. Are you buying or selling that, Julian?
I'm going to sell it right now. Next year, this time, I think I'll be able to buy. But based off of we've never seen Bryce Young play a regular season snap, and he did look good in the preseason, honestly. He's like one of my least concerns when it comes into the year for the Panthers offense. I just think it's too early to be buying this. I could see it potentially happening at the end of the season, but I'm going to go with the guy in Derek Carr down in New Orleans who has experience taking teams to the playoffs. I don't think that Derek Carr is a high-level quarterback in the NFL. But in the NFC South, you don't really need to be a high-level quarterback. You just need to be better than Desmond Ridder, Baker Mayfield, who we saw last year, and Bryce Young. So right now, I'm going to go with the known commodity in Derek Carr, who has experience down in New Orleans as the best quarterback in the NFC South. But I do think Bryce will be number 2.
All right, so we think Bryce Young's stock is trending up. I'm not sure about the guys protecting him, right? Because this offensive line finished last year so strong. They return everybody. We got to wait for Austin Corbett at right guard for a few weeks. Julian, do you buy or sell that this O-line is going to be better than last year's?
I'm going to sell that, and it's not because of preseason panic. I know the Jets game was alarming, that Ikem Ekwonu at left tackle has not played up to the standard that many expected, and all the reports at a camp were that he was taking that next step. We haven't seen that so far. But I'm going to go based off the sample size of last year that Ikem will be fine. The reason I'm going to say they're going to take a step back is at right guard. You have the 4th-round rookie out of NC State, Chandler Zavala, filling in for Austin Corbett until he comes back off of the PUP list. I'm not sure when that's going to be. He's at least out for the first 4 weeks of the season. And just going off of that, you're losing your second highest graded offensive lineman, according to Pro Football Focus, from a year ago, and putting a rookie in there. You're not going to be better at that spot. So I think they'll be worse at that spot. Not saying it's going to be bad, but when you take that into account, even with the returning spots out there, I would say the offensive line is going to be worse, but not bad than it was last year.
All right, I'm 0 for 2. I'm a bad salesman. I got to get you to give some cash for something. So let's move to some of the weapons that Bryce Young has around him. Miles Sanders was the 5th leading rusher in the NFL last year. 1,269 yards. Is he going for over 1,000 in year 1 in Carolina?
Absolutely. The Panthers, they did something that I'm not necessarily a huge fan of, and a lot of teams clearly aren't a fan of it either. They paid a running back. But they paid a running back, as you mentioned, who was excellent last year in Philadelphia, helping them get to the Super Bowl. He has a relationship with Deuce Staley, the assistant head coach here in Carolina, and the running backs coach. I think Miles Sanders is an excellent player. I have no problem with the player itself, just, paying the position. That's what I'm looking at. But I think Sanders is going to be an every down back. They can use him first, second, third down. There's been talks that they potentially could use a guy like Raheem Blackshear on third downs in passing situations. But he's going to get a lot of opportunities to run the football. And when you have a rookie quarterback, as good as I think Bryce can be this year, the best way to help him is with a solid running game, taking that pressure off, and I believe that Miles Sanders will do that and go over 1,000 yards this season. So I'm buying that.
Julian, you also bought a slick suit for this segment. I'm more of a clearance shopper, so let's see if I can get you to take this bargain deal. Adam Thielen, Panthers' leading receiver this year. You buying or selling that?
I'm going to buy it.
Is that a good thing?
I'm not high on the wide receiver core. I think there's more options than there were last year when it was DJ and then sometimes Terrace Marshall. But Adam Thielen right now comes into the season as the only healthy wide receiver other than Jonathan Mingo. I think he's going to be the number 1 option for Bryce. And just looking at that final preseason game last Friday night against the Lions, you're kind of seeing that connection that they have. So I think Adam Thielen will be the Panthers' top receiver this year.
Seems like we found an aisle you really like. So let's keep this going.
All right.
Panthers tight ends have no more than 21 catches in a single season individually since Greg Olsen left. Ian Thomas set the bar with 21 last year. Will a Panthers tight end have over 21 receptions this season?
I would sure hope so. I'm going to buy it.
And it's this guy, right?
Yeah, Hayden, Hurst. And that's why they brought him in here.
Yeah.
Frank Reich loves tight ends, so much so they had 5 tight ends on the initial 53-man roster. When you look at Adam Thielen being that top wide receiver option and then DJ Chark also being that number 2 option, I would think his third passing option, that being Bryce Young this year, will be Hayden Hurst. Yeah, I'm buying that. That the tight end position is back here in Carolina.